ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la ya, ya la la la, 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 ya la. One more time. Ya la la la, 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 ya la la la. So last time I sang that melody, which we're going to sing a bit later tonight, I was in Jerusalem at Nava Tehillah, their monthly prayer gathering for Shabbat, where they sit in circles, concentric circles, and the whole room is filled with people singing together. And I think it's appropriate for me personally, to feel into this, because this is the first Shabbat that 3 hostages are home. They celebrated Shabbat with their families. And 4 more are coming home tomorrow. And so we just recognize the long road that some people in the world have experienced and are continuing to experience, and we take moments to just feel into the blessings that happen in this life. My name is Rebecca. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Oh, it's so nice to see. I'm filled with so much joy right now. This has been a hard week, and it fills me with so much joy to see your faces, to feel you in the room, to feel you online if you're joining us, to be here with Will and with Henry. And so we're going to have a Shabbat that soothes and notices and gives us some medicine for this time. So wherever you are, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're walking in with, I welcome it. It's here, and just invite you to let go of the things that you don't need right now, to give yourself pause and space to lean into this beautiful ancient technology of Shabbat, where we are commanded. Sometimes you have to be really told, rest, rest. It's okay, rest. So we're going to light our candles, and I would love if somebody feels called to light the candles. I see Jackie moving. Jackie is ready. Is there anyone else who's feeling it too, that wants to get up and light them? Look at Jackie walking unassisted. Something else to be grateful for today. And as Jackie prepares to light, just let your eyes gaze upon. Go ahead, you can go. Gaze your eyes upon the light. This focal point that, if for no other thing, if you do no other thing this Shabbat, you can look at this light. And know you're here. I'll bring in the light. Chata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. So we want to keep bringing in more and more peace. We'll turn to page 12, Shalom Aleichem, peace, wholeness. Sometimes we need those angels. And I'll ask you even just to think for yourself. I'm thinking about Rachel Morrison's beautiful teaching at High Holidays. She talked about the angels of peace being people in our lives that come in and show up with us and for us. So maybe if you have someone particular who's shown up for you this week in some quiet or big way, bring them into this space with us. And we're going to be singing with Reuben's beautiful Shalom Aleichem tune, which is at once so of this moment and of another time. We'll welcome you onto page 12. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Come. Boachem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni, bless us with peace. Baruchuni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Go in peace. Tzedchem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We turn to page 21, the first of the Psalms in this holy night. This one starts, "Come again, let us sing." So I want to invite you in all of your glorious voices, exactly how they are, to rise and to sing this Shabbat. Lechu neranena L'Adonai Nariya Letzur Yishenu Nekadema Fanav Betodah. Let it ring out. Bizmiro L'Adonai Nariya קדמה פניו בתודה בזמירות נריע לו יאללה Here's the thing, it's impossible not to be moved if you sing. The body is moving and vibrating, not to get woo-woo, but also woo-woo. Also science, right? Okay, my scientist over here, the king of woo-woo. Steve Woo-Wolf. Thank you, everyone. Truthfully, moving that vibration moves you. So whatever needs to be moved, let it move. Let it settle in new ways in you. Surprise yourself. Grateful for the gift of sound. And I'm grateful for light. Page 31. We are in Psalm 97. Light beams sowing in the righteous. Sowing, sown. Planted, also sown. Think about a needle sowing light through our bodies, lifting us into happiness and joy in the heart, or Zarua. Call and response.
Or Zarua,
Or Zarua,
La Tzadik,
La Tzadik,
Yisrael Simcha,
Yisrael Simcha,
Or Zarua,
Or Zarua,
La Tzadik,
La Tzadik,
Yisrael Simcha,
Yisrael Simcha. Be a caller if you want.
Or Zarua,
Or Zarua,
La Tzadik,
La Tzadik,
Yisrael Simcha,
Yisrael Simcha.
Or Zarua,
Or Zarua,
La Tzadik,
La Tzadik,
Yisrael Simcha,
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 Yisrael Simcha. So I want to ask, what do you need in order to properly be ready to welcome in the Sabbath? What do you need? Sleep. this. I need to see your face. Oh, Michael, gross. Say no more. That's right.
Good.
One of the Michael Gross, Brian Golson bar stools. What else? What do you need? Candlelight. What else? No TV. No news. Community. Yes. And what do you need right now? We're about to sing Lecha Dodi. So just for yourselves, take a moment and give yourselves your own personal kavanah so that as we sing and we lift up the Shabbat, you can enter, even just for a little bit. You'll find us on page 41. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Let's sing it again. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor, Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad hishmianu el hameyuchad Adonai echad hu shemo echad leshem utiferet velitila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabel. Page 43 at the likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelka ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Page 45. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki va'orech kumi uri, 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 shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Page 47. Yamin u'smol tifrotzi ve'et Adonai ta'aritzi al yadish ben partzi ve'nismecha ve'nagila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. In body and spirit, boi v'shalom ateret v'ala gam besimcha hu lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. And just for a moment, just check in here a little, see if something has moved in you. All right, have a seat. So I've made it my 2025 commitment to lift up things I'm grateful for every day. And I got a chance earlier to be asked, what are you grateful for today? And so they're little things. A friend of mine is coming in a couple of months and bought her ticket today and sent me a message. The sun was shining when I got out of my car, the air on my face. All these beautiful singing voices and faces in this room, these are also true. So I'm going to ask you what you are grateful for today. Blue, blue sky and fresh air this morning.
So there are two things that come to mind. One is my wife and I, Sally and I, have just completed a rather long, arduous legal journey that has been successful. And I'm grateful. She is, I work with many Muslims, and she's being referred to as Lady Zainab. And Lady Zainab was the granddaughter of Prophet Muhammad, who was known for her courage, her piety, and most importantly, her strength and devotion to God.
So gratitude for the end of a legal journey and for this beautiful human that you get to be with every day, that other people lift up for her courage and her devotion. Beautiful.
The other thing is that this place has been a great holding space for us, and I'm appreciative of that.
Thank you for noticing and for receiving the holding. That's important for all of us to have space where we're held. What are you grateful for, Susan? This community. Not everyone has a community like ours. Very grateful. We're grateful for you too, Susan. Josh.
Going down to see my father in a few days, and I'm grateful he lives in a warmer climate.
Going to see your father in a warmer climate. Amen. What are you grateful for?
I was kind of happy to go to Publix today, the kosher Publix, and see so many people out and about after having been, relegated to staying at home because of the roads. It was nice to see people bustling.
Seeing people bustling out and about after not being able to be out for a couple of days. Yeah. One more. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful that the angels of the Lord are showing up.
That what?
I said, I'm grateful that the angels of the Lord are showing
That
up.
the angels of the Lord are showing back up. So happy to have you. So for all the things that have been said and the things that are in our hearts, yes. And the hostages coming home. Yep. So let's put all those in our hearts, and we'll turn to page, what are we turning to? 49. Tov lehodot, second line in English and in Hebrew. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. יאללה 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 טוב להודות לאדוני להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. We move to page 55. I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we mark the end of Kabbalat Shabbat into Ma'ariv with the Chatzi Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divrach chirutei ve'amlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imeru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulal me'almaya yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudesha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran ve'alma ve'imeru amen. Page 57. Stay standing. Ya la la, 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 ya. Baruch et Adonai hamevorach Yadalai. sometimes I feel the prayers a little more close to my heart. Turning to page 59, and I love that the title in our Siddur is God in Nature, Asher Bidvaro, because it gives me a chance to remember how potent nature is, how much medicine and teaching and wisdom and presence nature is all the time. And so sometimes when I'm not sure of the thinginess of the world, it's important for me to remember that there's a tree, there's the grass, there's a bird, there's water, there's stones. There's so much beauty. So I want to say anything? Yeah.
There's nothing to add. There's nothing to add. You got it.
You do have in front of you playing tag with.
I guess so.
You do have your lyric supplement sheet, so if you want to pull that out, we're going to be singing Lifting Up Nature, Will's beautiful song.
I wrote this in the fall, but of 2011. But hopefully its message sings to us even now. Everywhere there is beauty, and I see beauty. Everywhere that I go, lift me up from despair. Come and soothe me, reach right through me. Hold me harder than I've ever known. Everywhere there is beauty. I see beauty. Everywhere that I go, lift me up from despair. Come and soothe me, reach right through me. Hold me harder than I've ever known. Seems like the cost of life is so much higher than what we had saved. A sea of frost and ice is trying to bury us under its weight. But just look around. Why is it that you're so afraid? Everywhere there is beauty, and I see beauty. Everywhere that I go, lift me up from despair. Come and soothe me, reach right through me. Hold me harder than I've ever known. A few dozen years to hang around and take things past where they were when we came. Some fly away, some run aground, some spin in circles, but if it's all the same, I'd rather walk. Will you help me find flowers on the way? Everywhere there is beauty, and I see beauty. Everywhere that I go, lift me up from despair. Come and soothe me, reach right through me. Hold me harder than I've ever known. Everywhere there is beauty, and I see beauty. Everywhere that I go, lift me up from despair. Come and soothe me, reach right through me. Hold me harder than I've ever known.
Umavir Yom, Umevi Laila, page 59. Umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzavaot shemo, El chai v'kayam tamid yimlach aleinu, leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'aravi. Yesher koach. Page 62 and 63. Love. So everywhere, look, I see beauty, and I had this moment where I was thinking, I see that's the truth of this room. So we're going to honor the holiness in each other and the never-ending nature of love that I believe goes on and on and on. These two parts, Kadoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani, I am holy because you are holy, because I am holy because you are holy. And ahavat olam, love that goes on forever and ever and ever. Whichever part speaks to you, feel free to sing. Kadoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani, 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 Kadoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani. I am holy because you are holy. Kadoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani, Kadoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani, Kadoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani. Ahavat olam. Ahavat olam. Ahavat olam. Love that goes on forever. Ahavat olam. Ahavat olam. Kadoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani, 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 Kadoshim tiyu ki kadosh ani. Blessed are you, beloved one, who loves your people, Yisrael. Amen. Blessed are you, beloved one, who loves all the people. Al kol yoshvei tevel. Amen. Amy Lighthill turned me on to this beautiful... I kept going. Mic drop, that's all. So, Amy Lighthill introduced me to this beautiful, beautiful quote that ends the Iris Murdoch novel, The Sea, with the mystical vision of the awesome, unknowable, flowing wilderness of the entire universe. And so as we lift up wonder in this part of the night, I'm going to read this to you, and then we'll move to page 79. You can turn there now if you want, and then I invite you to close your eyes just to listen to these beautiful words and imagine. As I lay there listening to the soft slap of the sea and thinking these sad and strange thoughts, more and more and more stars had gathered, obliterating the separateness of the Milky Way and filling up the whole sky. And far, far away in that ocean of gold, stars were silently shooting and falling and finding their fates among these billions and billions of merging golden lights. And curtain after curtain of gauze was quietly removed. And I saw stars behind stars behind stars. And I saw into the vast, soft interior of the universe, which was slowly and gently turning itself inside out. I went to sleep, and in my sleep, I seemed to hear a sound of singing. Turn to page. We skipped some. I got very excited, and we missed the Shema altogether. So I listened in the silence and heard Amy. But isn't that a fantastic? So we take that in as we listen with our whole bodies to the call of the divine universe. 65. Shema Yisrael ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, Aurora Levins Morales, Vahafta. Say these words when you lie down and when you rise up, when you go out and when you return, in times of mourning and in times of joy. Inscribe them on your doorposts, embroider them on your garments, tattoo them on your shoulders. Teach them to your children, your neighbors, your enemies. Recite them in your sleep. Here, in the cruel shadow of empire, another world is possible. When you inhale and when you exhale, breathe the possibility of another world into the 37.2 trillion cells of your body until it shines with hope. Then imagine more. Don't waver. Don't let despair sink its sharp teeth into the throat with which you sing. Escalate your dreams. Make them burn so fiercely that you can follow them down any dark alleyway of history and not lose your way. Make them burn clear as a starry drinking gourd over the grim fog of exhaustion, and keep walking. Hold hands, share water, keep imagining, so that we and the children of our children's children may live. Keni Ratzon, may it be so. It is a wonder to be alive. And we actually are 3 weeks away from Shabbat Shirah, the moment when we sing of liberation that comes after a hard enslavement. And the first things that they did were to notice the wonder of liberation. So even as we wrestle in these moments that are hard and full of lots of layers, I'm going to lift us up and bring us back into wonder for a moment. Page 79, Mi Chamocha. I'll invite you to sing, to notice, to be with our ancestors and the Israelites. Mi chamocha,
Mi chamocha,
ba'elim Adonai,
ba'elim Adonai,
mi kamocha,
mi kamocha,
nedar ba'kodesh,
nedar b'kodesh,
nora,
nora,
tehilot,
tehilot,
oseh,
oseh,
malchutecha,
malechutecha,
ravu vanecha, bokehayam, lifnei Moshe uMiriam,
לפני משה ומרים,
zeli,
זאלי,
anu ve'ameru,
אמרו ואמרו,
Adonai imlo,
אדוני ימלוך,
לעולם ועד.
לעולם
Baruch Ata Adonai
אתה אדוני,
Gad Yisrael. Yeah.
Before you say Baruch Atah Adonai God,
Yeah.
why do we skip the line for that?
It's just the way the song is, but you want to say the words of that for us? Ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu. Yes, the redeeming one has rescued Jacob, saved him from a power stronger than his own. Thanks for lifting it up. We need a power stronger than our own right now. Yasher koach. Page 80. And we need Sukkot Shlomecha. So we'll just sing the lines, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. May you spread over us a canopy of peace. You can find those on page 83 in Hebrew, or in English, transliterated. Second line.
Ufros alenu sukkah shelomecha
Blessed are you, compassionate one, who spreads your canopy of peace over all the God wrestlers, Israel, and over Yerushalayim, and over all the world. Amen, amen, amen. So I'll invite you to take a moment as you're rising. We'd start on page 91. To call in your own prayer of the heart. This is a time for you to be with what's true for you. In the olden days, in the original, before there were prayers and services, the Amidah was the prayer, the central prayer. Amidah means to stand. It's the standing prayer around which all of the other prayers that we sing are built. So this has some ancestral kind of magic to it. The prayer of the heart, the prayer of your own being. We give thanks, we recognize ancestors. We give thanks for peace, we ask for it. And I just invite you to sing with us as we begin and sing the prayer of your heart or the words. And when you're finished, you can be seated. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Open my lips, beloved one, and let my mouth declare your praise. shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Amen. So, good Shabbos, everyone. This week in the Parsha, this week's Parsha is Va'era, which is very close to Vayera, which is a Parsha in Genesis, separated by a Y in English, the English sound. Vayera and Va'era. Vayera means, and he appeared. Va'era means, and I appeared. So they actually are connected. A-E-I-O-U and sometimes Y. This is the Parsha, we're in Exodus, and this is the Parsha where God announces God's self to Moses and says, hey, I have revealed myself to you, your ancestors, as El Shaddai. I'm revealing you to you in my real name. And I'm remembering the covenant that I made with your ancestors. And I'm ready. I hear the cries of the people. And I'm ready to bring them out of enslavement. This is a big Parsha. It's also the Parsha where Aaron and Moses go for the first time before Pharaoh and say, let my people go. It's also the Parsha where the first 7 plagues are wrought upon the Egyptians. And it ends with Pharaoh's heart remaining stubborn and not listening. So it's a bit of a cliffhanger, what's going to happen after the 7th plague, what we know. What I want to focus a little bit on this Parsha is the phrase, I am Adonai, I will free you from the labors of the Egyptians and deliver you from bondage. So God says, tell the people this. I will free you. I am Adonai. I will free you from the labors of the Egyptians and deliver you from bondage. But when Moses goes back to the people and attempts to give this message to the people, they aren't able to hear it. What says is they have kotzer ruach, which means spirits that are crushed by cruel bondage. They cannot hear this moment of, hey, it's time. Now, there's lots to be said about this. I'm just going to kind of come in on it in this angle. And I'm informed and deeply inspired by Rabbi Shalom Rav, who lifted this up in his reading or his writing this week. He writes, this one verse says so much about the trauma of personal and systemic abuse. The Hebrew word ruach, of kotzer ruach, crushed spirit. Ruach means both spirit and breath or wind. We know that. We say that a lot in this community. There's so much ruach here. We need ruach, yeah. And I say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ruach ha'olam. I say that instead of melech. I bring in the essence of ruach. On one level, this could mean that their oppression was so severe that individual Israelites could barely breathe. They couldn't hear it, right? They couldn't even take it in. On a deeper level, it might mean that their collective spirit was so damaged that they couldn't even begin to understand or comprehend the possibility of liberation. The interconnection of spirit and breath, these two words, these two meanings, is not by accident. Breathing, wind, breathing is holy. And we know this, we get these lessons throughout the Torah, right from the beginning. in Genesis, the very first chapter. Ruach Elohim, God's breath. It ripples across the primordial waters. First thing when we wake up, Modet, Modeh, Modah, Ani, Lefanecha, Ruach, Chai, Dekayam, the breath of every living thing and the spirit of all flesh. Amazing. The name of God, Yah, it forces us into an exhalation to say it. Yah. Breathing is a divine act and necessary to inhabit this human body. For life, we have to inhale breath. We have to engage in it. And I would go as far as to say that a commitment to a world in which everyone can breathe is the spiritual and political act of resistance. May that be so. And we know that resistance rose up from the words of Eric Garner, I can't breathe. We know how vital it is in this world. So this current moment that we're in right now, it has left many of us breathless. It's like not just, but like sucked out. But as Rabbi Rav writes, like the Israelites, we must not be crushed in spirit. We must not be so crushed that we can't even imagine the possibility of something better. So I'm actually going to start us here. I'm going to invite us to have some practice with breathing. The simple act of breathing. And we're going to do it in our own time. Go fast, go slow. Hold it and feel what it feels like to hold full breath in your body and let it slowly exhale and feel what that's like to empty out. Know that we're breathing and engaging with the universe and each other and the natural world when we breathe. Let's just practice breathing. I'll leave you with one final thought, which happened to me this week. I was at a concert this week, and at the Vinyl. Has anyone been to the Vinyl at Center Stage? Yeah, I know you have. It's like it's a great hole-in-the-wall dive kind of bar place to see a concert. I saw Cloud Atlas, which I highly recommend listening to. Cloud Cult, thank you. Not Cloud Atlas, Cloud Cult. And the singer in the middle of the set, it's like black, everything's black and it's dark. And he stopped in the middle and he said, this has been a hard week, but he said, this is this theme, there's so much beauty. And he said, has anyone noticed on that wall over there, all of these river rocks lining up and down this whole wall? You look over and it's this giant patch where someone has systematically put in a bunch of rocks and painted it black. And he said, somebody pulled those rocks out of the ocean or the river where they've been for a long time. And somebody thought to put them here and make beauty in a space that you hardly even notice they're there, but they're here. And they've been singing forever. And here they are making beauty in this room. So I want to lift that up. With breath comes beauty. With breath, we get to practice taking more in than we would if we're just quickly moving. And so take one more breath in. Hopefully many more in your lifetime. And let's sing together on your sheets Holly Near's song, I Am Willing. I am open and I am willing to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. There is hurting in my family. There is sorrow in my town. There is panic in the nation. There is wailing the whole world round. I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. May the children see more clearly. May the elders be more wise. May the winds of change caress us, even though it burns our eyes. I'm open. I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. Give me a mighty oak to hold my confusion. Give me a desert to hold my fears. Give me a sunset to hold my wonder. Give me an ocean to hold my tears. I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. Amen, amen. May it be so. Ah. I want to move into some prayers for healing. So I'll actually invite you to call out some ways that you are looking for healing or wanting healings to be in the air right now. Let's create a web together of healing. Go ahead and call out names. Ideas. Scott Epstein, Ali Sharman, Mark Podhorzer, Roseanne Glick, Patty Johnson, Victoria Isbister, John Isbister, Carl Pruitt, Bowen Harbuck, Anna Levy Sprick, Ruth Canfer, Nell Mayer, Dory Perling, Nancy Rosenblum, Sharon Braunstein, Melissa Sachs, Rabbi Zev Chaim Feyer, Rich Tell Johan, Randy Foster, Ava Kotlier, Susan Birch, Sarah K. Black, Terry Egdahl, Richard Anzalone, Mildred Anzalone, Rachel Hahn, Margie Asheroff, Stephen Goldsmith, Jean K. Black, Jackie Sherman, Lisa Tyler, Shirley Olafern, Ellen Mandel Levine, Barbara Rubin, Kara Levine Brenner, Arim O, Haley Monet. We sing together. Mishbera
Avotenu Kor HaChaim Neimotenu Uyevareh Ve'yirafeh Et HaCholim El Narefana El Narefana El Narefana El Narefana El Narefana El Narefana Lanu El Narefana Lo El Come to the prayer for the end of hiding, and I'm wondering if anyone in our community feels called to recite it with us to lead it. Are you coming up here, Lauren? Amazing.
As LGBTQ Jews, we are aware of the loss of integrity we suffer due to the pressures of the larger society. We often feel forced into a dishonest presentation of ourselves to ourselves and others. The LGBTQ individuals who feel they must pretend to be something that they are not, the Jews who feel they must be alienated from their tradition and community to win larger acceptance. Both are victims of a theft of identity and integrity committed by the sexual, gender-identifying, or religious majority. Creator of the universe, we ask that our hiding draw to an end, that we no longer feel we have to pretend, to promise falsely, to renounce ourselves, and that our fullest creative expression as Jews and as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people be among the blessings you bestow upon us. Amen.
We'll turn to page 121 as we rise in body and spirit for the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shenatan lanu kemtrat emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And we turn to page 125. Kakatuv b'toratecha, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, le'melech al kol ha'aretz, Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, ushemo echad. We may be seated. We're moving to page 131, our Mourner's Kaddish, our Kaddish Yatom, where we remember those who have left and who are no longer with us in body. This week, we want to honor a legend, a giant, a mensch in our community, the Atlanta Jewish community, Rabbi Alvin Sugarman, who passed away last Friday. Emeritus of the temple. We want to bring to mind Noah Johnson in our community, and Cecile Richards, who was a legend and a giant in the justice world, Planned Parenthood, daughter of Governor Ann Richards.
Texas Governor Ann Richards.
What did I say? Oh, sorry, Texas.
Don't forget Texas.
Just saying.
Thank you.
Texas has to take what they can get.
Tex, right.
We'll claim Ann Richards.
If you are observing a yard site, if you are currently in mourning, I invite you to rise. And we'll ask you to say the names.
My grandfather, Twiggs Wagenhoff.
Alex Horowitz, Angela Carrington, and Bailey Barrett.
Susan Udovin.
Merwin Goldsmith, Alice Goldsmith. We say together, Yidkadal v'yidkadash shemei rabbah, ve'yama divrach irutei ve'yamlich malchutei, b'chayei uvyomei uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam ul'almei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Ohei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'gromav, Yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen. May their memories be a blessing. Be seated. Amazing. Who would like to? Jackie, do you want to do announcements? I mean, fantastic. Everyone, our secretary of the board, Jackie Sherman.
The treasurer. Okay, welcome. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Congregation Bet Haverim. Well, I don't think we have people on Zoom this evening, so our in-person people. Nice to get out of the house. My name is Jackie Sherman. I'm the treasurer. You'll hear from me on Sunday. Thank you. Who greeted this evening? Anybody? I guess we greeted ourselves. We greeted ourselves. Thank you to the on-site staff member and Zoom host extraordinaire, Emily Anzalone. Thank you to our service leaders. I love this. The beautifully talented and amazing music duo, Rebecca and Will.
I did wear purple today.
I believe Emily has some writing flair. Thank you to tonight's police officer on duty, Jason Sawyer, and tonight's ONEG assistants from Faith Powell, and the ONEG sponsors, me and Nancy, in honor of my dad's yard site and my birthday next week. A few reminders. Mark your calendars for Saturday, February 8th for our annual Shabbat Shirah concert.
February what?
February 8th.
Saturday?
Where? Oakhurst Baptist Church. You don't want to miss this amazing concert that fills up to capacity every year. Tickets are currently available on our website. Get yours while they are still available. They're moving fast, so act quickly. It's time to plan your act for our annual adults-only Purim Oh So Gay Purim Cabaret. We're looking for performers in all kinds to wow us with their skills of all sorts on Saturday, March 8th. Oh, that's easy to remember. February 8th and March 8th at 7 p.m. You're not a performer? You can still volunteer at the event or attend as an audience member. So mark your calendars. It's always an evening not to be missed. Speaking of things not to be missed, you don't want to miss our special catered dinner and guest speaker, Rabbi Amichai Lau Lavi, as he leads an extraordinary, everybody-friendly, God-optional Friday feast fit for a Sabbath queen.
You want to be here. You want to be here.
Gather around the table for a festive Shabbat dinner framed by ritual, poetic, and contemplative offerings, singing, and deep learning and lively conversation, facilitated by Rabbi Amichai and guests. He will be here Friday, February 21st. Dinner begins at 6:30 p.m., followed by Sabbath Queen service at 8:30 p.m. You have to RSVP ahead to be included in the catered dinner. We don't have time to announce everything. You can find it on our website or in Thursday's Bat Mail. It doesn't say here, but I want to remind you that we have an annual meeting on Sunday afternoon from 1:30 to 3:30. The instructions for Zoom, I believe Peter Isbister sent something out about it today. You have to be a member in good standing in order to participate. There'll be lots of information, as well as an election for board members and a request to pass a budget. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Huh? And Henry. The fabulous, amazing, beautiful Henry. And Will. Both of you. And Will.
What do you call your instrument?
It's a cajon.
It's a cajon.
Cajon, it means box.
Box.
It means,
Large
it means
box.
box.
Yeah, caja is box and cajon is.
Appreciating both of you deeply for your musical hearts and spirits that you both bring every time you play. So we're coming to the end, friends, and what I wanted to, we're going to have one more song, but I wanted to lift up at the end of this night and this week the public statement that CBH has made. So I'm going to read it out loud, and then we'll sing We Rise, which is on the supplements. On the occasion of the change of policy at the national level, as our country experiences a change of leadership and policy at the federal level, we, the board, leadership, and staff of Congregation Beit Haverim, affirm our unwavering support and love for the transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming community. It is a moral obligation, not a political choice, to recognize the sacredness of all people. Every person is created B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of the divine, and this truth is not negotiable. We are committed to honoring and uplifting the divine presence in every individual. Our lives and those of our beloveds cannot be erased by executive order, and we will resist all such threats to our freedom and well-being. This commitment is foundational to our mission and values, and we will uphold it with strength and conviction. We will continue to welcome, protect, and stand in solidarity with our transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming members, ensuring that their dignity and humanity are always respected. We affirm our steadfast support for all transgender people, and especially youth, whose humanity is currently under threat. Your lives are a gift, and we are humbled to fight with and for you. We love you. In addition, we join in solidarity with other disenfranchised communities, including immigrants facing detention, deportation, and state violence. This is a time for protection, action, and prayer, and Congregation Beit Haverim is here for all of it. May we find the strength to remain steadfast in our commitment to love, to justice, to dignity, and to the protection of the most vulnerable among us. Let's lock it in with this song by Batya Levine. Close our service. We rise, humbly hearted rise, won't be divided, rise, with spirit to guide us, rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here, and we rise. All of the children rise. Elders with wisdom rise. Ancestors surround us, rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here, and we rise. Up from the wreckage, rise. With tears and with courage, rise. Fighting for life, we rise. lift up our wine and sanctify the fruit of the vine, and we sing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Yeah, and let's touch someone who's touching someone who's touching someone who's touching the bread. Thank you. Last year, this Torah portion was the portion that celebrated the 70-year birthdays. Here we are, a year later, it's almost your birthday. So we'll just lift up to those 71-year-olds this year, and we sing together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you for the oneg. Enjoy.
Thank you. So the band was called Cloud Golf. I didn't see him.
Thanks, Henry. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, enjoy. Thanks for asking me. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. Cloud Call. Did you ever heard of that band, Cloud Call?
No, she mentioned it earlier, and I was like,
I tell you, as you get older, I was reading the New York Times best of music, and I mean, normally I wouldn't pay attention to the best of list. Maybe in Rolling Stone,
Yeah.
the New York Times, but I never heard it. You know, it's like Beyonce is like 12th best in her category.
yeah,
It's-
right. And the top 10 are people you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, having teenagers, I'm a little more aware
Okay.
of them, but still, you know, they're both getting into like Levy's getting into Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. And,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which is funny. It's what I listened to when I was a kid, and by that time they were already 30 years old. You know, or 15 years old.
Unbelievable. And he knows them not through you, but
He took guitar lessons.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he got into